Hi everyone. This is Donna Levy here. Thanks for joining in on this live. And thank you for the replayers who will watch this later on tonight or tomorrow or whenever. I just got back from the gym and made myself a cup of coffee. And I wanted to talk to you a little more intimately about who I am. Most of you know that I've been a nurse for 36 years, and that is a long time to be a nurse. What people don't know about nursing, we go in to help people. The majority of the people going into nursing have had illness touch their lives and want to make a difference in the world. And that's half of nursing, and the other half of nursing is not so pretty. So, years and years and years of, being caught between the physician and the patient. The physician is giving you orders and barking orders at you, and he's frustrated because the medicine isn't working on the patient, and you're back and forth, and he has a million, patients to see and patients to deal with, especially because of managed care, and it makes you see more patients, and it's just this huge cycle of frustration and anxiety on the doctor's part. So you're getting stuck in the middle of that. And then you have a patient who might not be able to articulate what they need, what they want. They're in pain, they're crying, they're emotionally spent, they're scared, and the nurse has to deal with that. And the nurse, sometimes you have to play detective and you have to figure it out. I worked pediatric oncology. That is the highest between that and the emergency room, highest detective skills available, needed to get through to these patients. So that is extremely stressful. I had TMJ. I had surgery for TMJ. My surgeon said the highest number of people that come to him for this treatment and this surgery, I have black on my finger, are nurses, because they're stuck in between. You're stuck holding the hand of a dying patient. 99% of the time the doctor's not there. Okay? They come in, they do rounds, they write orders, they leave. So you're calling them on the phone, getting other orders. You're their eyes, and their reporter. So it becomes extremely stressful. And then, of course, I was in psychiatry, which is even more stressful. There were weekends that I would be holding patients down, physically holding patients down so that they don't hurt themselves or they don't hurt someone else until we can get medication for them. It can be dangerous at times. So I'm saying it's really high stress. And you're 9 to 5 or 3 to 11 or 11 to 7, and then your relief doesn't come in and you're tired and you have plans with your family, and then guess what? You're stuck. You cannot leave. By law, you cannot leave until your relief comes, and sometimes that doesn't happen. So yes, nursing is a great field. However, there are serious drawbacks. And I was sick of working holidays. I was sick of being on call all the time. I was sick of driving. Yes, do I love my patients? I drive to the other side of the earth almost to see a patient. However, it's when it starts interfering with your life and your situation that it starts to become stressful, and you start thinking, did I really sign on for this? Can I help people in any other fashion? It is not pretty. And there are areas that, you can develop. You can go into business for yourself, Even when I was in administration, there was huge stressors in administration. You're in between the board and you're in between your employees. So the board only cares about the money, I care about my employees and having everything safe and having the patient be, healthy and educated and have the utmost treatment. And the two do not go together. They do not go together. So it is extremely stressful. It is an extremely thankless job. So I just kept on thinking that there was something better for me, yet I was afraid. I got benefits. I knew that paycheck was coming every Friday, right? But at what cost? I was selling myself. I was selling my soul. I knew that I couldn't make anybody happy. I knew that if I upped my bonus, because I took in private care, you can get bonused and everything, because we took on patients that the staff couldn't handle, and that really should be in a facility. It's awful to sell your soul and your conscience for money. So I decided there had to be something else that I could do, that I felt good about. So then I started looking in, businesses and how to get into businesses myself. And I just couldn't find anything. They were all a lot of money. So, and then finally I found a business. A friend of mine told me about a business, and it only cost me $200. Okay? $200. How many of us spend $200 at the drop of a hat? A lot. A lot of us do. So, I'll spend $200 on a little bit of makeup, or, you could spend $200 easily on a new dress. So, I decided. I was scared. What happened if I failed? I'd have to go back to these jobs. And, it was just, it was scary for me. But when I was out seeing patients, because I did home care also, I kind of liked that, but the pay wasn't there. I had to work tons and tons of hours in order to get a decent paycheck. And I saw people, when I'm on my way going to work, all stressed out, knew I wasn't coming back till 5 o'clock, and I was in my late 50s doing this, I was like, there's got to be a better way. And people were out and they were going to the beach and walking their dogs and, having coffee in the middle of the day with their friends. So what were they doing that I wasn't doing? What was their secret? They looked like they were normal people, they didn't look like they were born with a silver spoon in their mouth or anything like that. So I started asking people, so what do you do? And most of them had their own business, if not more than one business. Because the key to business, you could see my cinnamon, the key to business is multiple streams of income. So I started thinking and started looking to see what met, what I could do that I felt like I was still, doing nursing wise. And, there's so many businesses out there. So initially I did a skincare company, which was nice, but it was difficult. It was difficult to make money because there's so many skincares out there, So then my friend introduced me to the gel is what I do now. And it was very lucrative. I put $200 into it, and I used the product. So it was really $59 because I'm using the product, the bottle that came with it. So it's tax deductible, and I was feeling great. So it was a total win-win for me. It ends up being like $4.66 a day, and I couldn't, afford that for myself. Come on. Well, I get my nails done, I get my hair done, a little Botox here is great. You know, we spent a lot of money on ourselves. So, which doesn't have any return. And you know, I had bills. I had a lot of bills. And that really, you know, really enhanced my need to work better, not, you know, not longer hours, but work in a more concise area that I could make greater money. You know, I just couldn't work any more hours. I always had 2 jobs as a nurse. And as you get older, you just can't. And you're wasting your life. I felt like I was wasting my life, and I felt like I was wasting my time on, you know, sitting there, shuffling papers, doing staffing, you know. I mean, really? You know, my whole life, I have 2 basically master's degrees, and I'm sitting there shuffling paper. I want to be out. I want to be with my husband. I love walking my dog in the middle of the day. I saw people that with like no education doing this job and making 6 figures. I never made 6 figures in any of my jobs except one job when I was living in New York City. Never made 6 figures. Within 6 months of taking the leap to do my own business, I started earning 6 figures. So I earn more money now. I have more time freedom now, and I feel great because I found something that makes me feel great. I help other people feel great. I help my friends who had horrible discomforts. You know, many stuff as we age, our joints go, our nerves go, we get inflamed, our skin doesn't look so good, our hair starts falling out. It's like a freaking nightmare. And we have anxiety, we can't sleep, so our brain doesn't function right. So I'm helping people with all of those problems, like I did as a nurse. I'm still a nurse, you're always a nurse. But I'm also making money and getting out of debt and able to, in a couple weeks, I'm going to California to see my stepdaughter. I wouldn't be able to do that because, you know, in Florida, you only get 2 weeks vacation and you can't always take off. I take off. I can still do my business. I'm telling you, you know, having your own business is definitely a way to go. You still have to work. I still work. I'm still structured. I have boards in my office. I'm in my office right now, but I'm in my workout clothes, in my office, in my house. I just walk the dog. You know, it gives you time freedom. Plus, the money is not capped. You can make as much money as you want to make, I swear. And if you get a good coach, a good leader, and hitch yourself to that person and just follow what they do, then you can do it too. I'm really, really happy with my life now. I feel the future is so open, and I'm so excited for the future because I know there's just going to be more and more opportunity for what I'm doing and the product that I'm you know, marketing. And I can't say that with my 9-to-5 job. It's a 9-to-5 job. You leave, they're going to replace you with somebody else. You're capped. I was capped after 10 years. I've been a nurse for 36 years. I have a master's. I have a hoard of experience. And I get basically the same money as somebody else who maybe has 6 years or 7 years. There's like this cutoff. So it does not, some jobs do not promote the amount of, you don't get your money for the amount of education and the amount of years that you've been in. So I'm just putting this out there. I had to learn to overcome my fear of failure because I do have a little fear of failure. You know, What happens if this doesn't work? Well, what happens if it does work? I had to train my mind, train my subconscious thinking to think that, positively. What happens if this works? I can do this and this and this. I'll pay off this, this, and this bill. What happens if I make $1 million? Then that's going to be great. We're going to have to see a financial planner, and we're going to have to invest in a lot of money, situations so that, I have enough money to retire. What does that feel like? Having enough money to retire. That feels like fabulous for me. So those are all of my whys, and you have to figure out your why. Some people love working for somebody else, coming in, punch a clock, do just the minimum, and then leave. But just think, if you had your own business, what you could do in those 8 hours, for yourself. You could be at your kids' a baseball game. You could be taking care of a loved one in a hospital. You could be visiting somebody, a sick relative in Florida, right? In Florida, if you wanted. One of your kids, won a trip and it's next week. You could go. We're so tied down to the 9 to 5 thing. And everybody is so afraid to break that schedule. When you're making 6 figures or 7 figures, because yes, some of my friends are making 7 figures already, and that is my goal, you could pay for your own insurance. There are insurances out there that, that you can get into a group, an entrepreneur group insurance, and you could pay for your own insurance. So don't let insurance stop you, but I think that's about all. But I am so happy that I took the chance and was able to start up a business for myself, and for my family and my friends. And I am personally coaching my people. I have a 2:30 appointment with 2 people today to help them coach themselves to independence, financial independence, and to help them feel freer in their life. And I just wondered now, how many people, feel that the fear of failure is their weak link, or what is your weak link? Why don't you take the opportunity that might have been presented to you? I don't know, there's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of shake stuff. There's a lot of, hair stuff out there, businesses. So why haven't you taken the chance to get developed by a coach like me? There are plenty of people out there who are helping people just do this and become financially independent. So figure out why, and please drop a link in this live, and just drop a comment and just let me know why you haven't done it yet, because I am sure glad I did. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. I am going to meet 2 people, and then I'm going to a Pilates class. So, and helping someone else with their business and their dream. So I hope you take care, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.